Hello and welcome back to A Better World. This is your host, Mitchell J. Rabin, and we're very glad that you're joining us again today. Today we are still on location in Elmhurst at the Chan Center here, where we have been celebrating Sheng Yen's book, Complete Enlightenment, and Thich Nhat Hanh has been one of the celebrated guests, as well as Sister Chong, who is the author of Learning True Love. She has also been a nun with Thich Nhat Hanh for over 30 years. She's a Vietnamese Buddhist nun who has gone through the war in Vietnam, doing extraordinary work on behalf of other people, and then became a Buddhist and a nun, and brought that heart and that warmth and that compassion into her work as well. Well, she has been on this path for decades, and thank God she has now written a book, which is in bookstores everywhere actually, called Learning True Love, and we're very pleased and honored to have Sister with us today to speak with us about the book and about her life and what it's about and what it represents. Thank you so much for being on the show. Could you please just give us a little background, first of all, and what it was like to be growing up in Vietnam during the time of the war, and what you felt impelled to do yourself, being there?
Yeah. I want to say something, maybe it look like I do not try to answer your question, but you will see that it's
okay.
A deep answer. Last month, September 1st to September 6th in Santa Barbara University, we have a retreat of 1,300 American young people joining Thich Nhat Hanh retreat for 5-day retreat in Santa Barbara University. And we have created an extremely peaceful atmosphere in the university. The administration people in the university that said that never in the university they have such a peaceful atmosphere. And early morning we practice walking meditation on the beach, and 1,300 people walk mindfully, peacefully, happily, joyfully. It's created real joyful energy, and it start beautiful day. And in the dining room you will see 1,300 people eat silently, joyfully, vegetarian food. And looking deeply into this food, I see that if these people are not in the retreat, they will not be vegetarian. And I think that 2 persons will eat 1 chicken. So each meal we save 650 chicken lives. And maybe during 5-day retreat we save many hundred pigs, many thousand chicken lives.
Yes.
And people are, after the retreat, people are so happy. They have transformed their pain. They have a new look about their difficult situation. The difficult situation of each of us is still there, but after such a retreat, people have a new look, and they know the way how to resolve in the most beautiful way. And in this retreat, I really share what I have went through during the war of my painful experience. And I tell you that at the beginning it looked like I do not try to answer your question, but without undergoing under this painful experience in the war, I will not be able to share such deep experience. And it helped a lot of people who undergo a lot of difficulties can see there is a way for them to go through this difficulty. For instance, the teaching of touching the earth. I used to, and it's very, very powerful when you see 1,300 persons lying down on the earth, try to pour on the pain, the suffering on the earth, and be one with that big, great ocean of lives. I advise people to consider the earth is like the great ocean of life, and in this ocean of life, each of us is a wave. You are a wave, I'm a wave, she's a wave, your father is a wave, your mother is a wave, the person you love is a wave, but the person you hate is also a wave. But being a wave, we are different, but we try to see that we are also the water, and being the water, you try to understand and to forgive without effort the person who caused a lot of suffering to you. When you have a lot of pain, hurt, wounds, because you see yourself as a wave. But if you see yourself as that great ocean of lives, and you are the water, and in the same time to be the water, you can see yourself in great beings like Martin Luther King, like Thich Nhat Hanh, like the Dalai Lama, like Mother Teresa, like other beings known or unknown who live beautifully their life silently. They may not have a big name, but they are very great, humble. Your wonderful mother, your wonderful father, your wonderful sister may not have a big name,
but they might have a big heart.
Yeah, they have a big heart. They work day and night for their beloved one without discrimination. And being a water, I try to see myself in all these unknown bodhisattvas, and having that strength in me, I can look at the person who caused pain to me with an eyes of compassion, and I can see that, oh, I am a water, the same nature of the water of these great beings, bodhisattva. So I am the same nature that you who cause a lot of pain to me because of your misunderstanding, because of your misperception about my situation. Usually the Buddha used to say that when you look at me, you have a perception about me which is not my reality yet. And then you look at your beloved one or the person you hate with a perception about her or about him which may not herself or himself. So two persons who love each other, they only love the perception of each other. And when they live together, the reality of others revealed differently than the perception they have. And then you may feel shocked and you think that he's not good. But in fact, his reality is not like the same perception that you have. But it doesn't mean that he's bad. He is a magnolia, and you thought that he is a lotus flower. And so you force the magnolia to become a lotus flower. The magnolia have her beauty, and the lotus flower have her beauty. So you cannot force somebody to become somebody else.
That's right.
And because you try to force others to become at the perception you have about her, about him, and then you hurt him so much.
That's right.
And then,
in other words, don't make hybrids.
Yeah. So
let everyone be themselves.
Yeah. So in order, there is a way that at the beginning you are allowed to misperceive somebody, because according to the Buddha, the first look always brought you misperception. But when you see that the image of the other person, the reality of other person revealed differently, you try to listen deeply. So when your beloved misperceive your beloved perceived person is different from you wish her, you just try to calm yourself. In our way, in Plum Village, where I live in southwest of France, we have many methods to help you to calm, to be peace. And when you have peace, and you are like still water reflect the reality as it is, but not a distorted reality. So the person you love and you have an image of him which is not him yet, shock you by his behavior. So you go back to your breath.
He's not perfect.
Yeah. No, but he is perfect in his way.
That's right.
And when you hear his background,
According to one's own initial perception.
Yeah. So when you hear, you have enough stillness, enough peace, and you listen.
We are speaking with Sister Chong, who is a Buddhist nun who has been with Thich Nhat Hanh for over 30 years, traveling the world with him, by his side, learning from him, and no doubt also teaching him, as well as many other monks and nuns and people across the world. They reside in southwestern France and are here on a tour through this country. Sister has also written a book called Learning True Love, which she is speaking about, if not directly, certainly indirectly, and about her experiences as a woman growing up in Vietnam. And what she's really speaking about, though, is the life of her heart and what she has gone through in learning about working with anger and blame and what to do with these feelings, how to own them, and recognize in every other person, even those considered the enemy, that they are the same as us. We're all waves, she was saying, and basically we're all water. One of the most beautiful images known, I think, to man. So would you just tell us, please, Sister, about, were you first born into the Buddhist tradition?
Yeah,
or not?
we are born in Buddhist tradition like everybody is born in Christian or Judaism tradition here.
Right.
But you don't know much about Buddhism or
Yes.
Christianity or Judaism. So
Right.
I was like that.
Yes.
But
So you had to discover the true meaning of what it was to be a Buddhist.
So at 20 years old, I
Yes.
discovered Buddhism, and I was very enthusiastic that I want to become a nun, a social worker, volunteer social worker.
Yes.
Because while going to school and get degree in university like my father wished, I continue to share my time in slum, poor area to help delinquent children.
In South Vietnam?
Yeah, in South Vietnam, in many poor area. And before meeting with Thich Nhat Hanh, there is other Buddhist monk, Buddhist teacher who maybe the teaching, the knowledge, the practice of Buddhism was not deep enough. So they explained to me that being or you have to choose, you work for enlightenment or you work for merit work. It means you help the poor people, and I don't want to abandon neither.
Not one or the other.
One or the other. So so I said that okay. So I don't need to become a monk, a nun.
Sure.
But
you wanted meritorious enlightenment.
Yeah. And I don't care to become military in my work for poor people. I just want to resolve the real difficulty of the children in the poor area.
Sure.
And then some people said that, you need to be, women have a very heavy karma, and you need to be reborn into a man in order to be enlightened. And that is a very wrong interpretation about Buddhism. But at that time, it was explained to me like that. So I said that, so in that case, I don't care to become a man. I just become who I am and try to do my best.
Sure.
And I don't care to become a woman. I mean, I am who I am.
That's right.
I don't need to become a man or a woman.
Right. You are who you are.
And then after that, when I met with my teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, he said that no, that is a too dualistic way to explain Buddhism and also anti-Buddhist too. So he said that you can become enlightened by being where you are. You can even become enlightened by being a very deep Christian or a deep Jew too.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and you don't need to abandon your roots, because you are a tree with root. Without root, a tree cannot grow. So if you are born in the Jew tradition, then try to be very deep Jew. If you are born as a Christian, try to be very deep Christian. If you are born as Buddhist, try to be very deep Buddhist. And a deep Buddhist can be enlightened by just sewing the cloth, or by sweeping the floor, or by
chopping the wood. Of course, one of the great things that the Chan tradition and Zen has brought to us and to the Buddhist tradition at large is the simplicity. In fact, in Chinese Buddhism, there have been more people enlightened in the kitchen chopping vegetables than in any other place. So yes, it's a very rich way, being simple and being present in the moment. In fact, that's really the only way. Isn't that so?
I am also, during the study to please my father, I am also a scientist and biologist too.
Oh, you are? I see.
So now my way of explaining enlightenment like that is very precise and
scientific.
Scientific. Let's say.
Could you give us an example of that?
Yeah. Like that. I used to teach the children that, in order to resolve your mathematic problem, you have to put off the television, stop talking, stop listening to the music, and stopping chewing gum, and 100% focus on the mathematic problem. So in order to see deeply life and to be in touch with the root of all being, and to feel that you are one with the whole universe, you feel that you are one with that great ocean of life. And in order to see that the person who causes harm to you is just the left hand and you are the right hand. And when the left hand make a mistake and hurt the right hand, let's say when I take a nail and my left hand pump on my right hand and I get hurt, my right hand get hurt, the right hand will not say that you hurt me, you are not good, you are a bad guy. No, the right hand just try.
Makes it better.
Make better. Yeah. So both of them feel they are one, and so in order to see deeply things like that, we try to be very concentrate, and in order to cultivate concentration, many Buddhist teachers ask you to practice sitting meditation. In sitting meditation, you focus your attention on the breathing only, but not anything else. You breathe in, you pay all your attention on the in breath, breathing out breath, in breath, out breath, and your mind carry you to your anger, and you say that, no, I stop being angry, and go back to my breath. And if your mind carry you to another project, you say that, no, stopping. So I used to explain to the children that if your mind is carried like that, you cannot resolve the mathematics. And so for an adult, if you have a problem, if you cannot resolve because your minds go in different direction, if your mind is concentrate, then you can see the difficulty you have with yourself and with others come from which root, and from which root you know how to handle and to resolve by yourself. You are your best psychotherapist, your best psychiatrist, your best teacher, spiritual teacher,
best doctor.
So I say that, but with Thich Nhat Hanh teaching, you do not have to sit all day long in order to cultivate your concentration, because your body is not made to sit still for the whole day. And so
it's actually built for movement.
Yeah. So in Plum Village where I live, we do all the movement while cultivating our concentration, because when I do sitting meditation, I focus my attention on my in breath and out breath. So I cut, let's say, nine dispersion. One dispersion is one concentration is my breath. So when I stand up and I walk, my mind is with my breath and the step. So I cut still 8 dispersion. If we say that dispersion is 10 direction,
yes.
So I cut 8 direction, because I focus only on my in breath, out breath, and walking. And if I sweep the floor, so I focus my attention on the breathing and the act sweeping the floor, and by that way, I cultivate concentration.
How about when you sing?
Yeah, when I sing, I focus my attention on the person in front of me, And usually in a retreat, I was very successful when I share the deep relaxation. I guide people to relax their body, their heart, their physical body, and their feeling, and so on. And after that, I start to sing to them. And when I sing, I focus my attention on the audience, and I look at them like all my beloved one, and then I sing sweetly, like from my heart to their heart.
You know what, sister? There's nothing worse than hearing a beautiful singer talk about singing. And there's nothing better than hearing a beautiful singer sing. We only have a few more minutes. Would you be kind enough to share that beautiful a song with our audience?
I will try, but you know that I get a cold. I don't know if I can share. But
we
that
are
is the
very
mother, the mother of heart and heart.
That's
so
right. We will be listening with our hearts.
Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as the flower. I am freshened as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free, I am free. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I am water reflecting what is real, what is true. And you, there is space deep inside of me. I am free, I am free, I am free.
Oh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That just opens up the whole space. Maybe Buddha was really a musician.
He was.
Was he?
Yeah. You have to read all Pathway Cloud, the book of Thich Nhat Hanh concerning about the Buddha.
Okay.
The story is like that. The Buddha, when he was young, he was very good flute player.
Yeah.
And he was not so good musician when he was Buddha. One day in a group, there is a group of dancers and young people who follow a dancer, but the dancer robbed a number of good things of these rich young men.
Yes.
So she escaped, and the rich young man tried to find her and asked the Buddha, monk, do you know there is a person who tried to steal many of us? And the Buddha looked at many young monk and he said that, you want to find her or you want to find you? and the young monk was people were surprised, and they asked him, what you said, to find her or to find us? Yeah, maybe it's a good idea. And so the Buddha looked at one young monk who had a flute. He said that, give me, why don't you play your flute? So the young man played the flute in a very sad way, because he just lost his beloved dancer who became a thief. And then after that the Buddha said, give the flute to me. And then he played beautiful. And when he played, the birds were dancing, the cloud was dancing, the whole atmosphere is in feast and in really joyful. And because he can reach Buddha, you can reach the deepest level of yourself. You are the center of the universe, and you can make the whole universe dance with you.
Exactly.
Enjoy life with you.
That's right.
And being a flute player,
yeah.
he make the whole universe
Dance
joyful
and
with
sing,
you.
exactly.
Yeah. And it's the same
Well,
for any musician.
You made us joyful and dance and sing here, so I want to thank you so much for being a guest on our show. We've been speaking with Sister Chong, who is the author of Learning True Love, which you can find in bookstores actually across the country.
Parallax Press.
Parallax Press,
in
absolutely, in
Berkeley.
Berkeley, is the publisher. This is Mitchell J. Rabin for A Better World. Thanks so much for joining us. Please give a call at 212-420-0800. I love hearing from you, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Sister Chong detailed information